Hello, Chris here. In this 22-part video series, I'm going to show you how to make an animated farm scene like this in Blender. In the previous videos, we made 3 or 4 barns, a silo and a windmill and applied materials to them. In this video, we're going to make our tractor and apply materials to it. Let's get started. This is what we got up to last time. Now we need to make our tractor. So in order to do that, we need to hide all these and move it to a different location. So select all using box select, then G to move, Y to move along Y axis and move it to here. Now we need to hide this, so press H in the keyboard. This will hide everything. Now we need to place the 3D cursor at the center of the scene, so shift plus S, cursor to world origin. Now we're going to make our tractor. So go to this transform orientation and make sure it is global. Go to this pivot point and make sure it is median point. Now we need to add a cube. So shift plus A, mesh cube. Go to solid mode. Double click on this cube and change its name to tractor. Then press enter. Now go to edit mode using tab, go to front view and come out of front view. Now we need to place a loop cut here. Before placing the loop cut, we need to scale this cube. So S to scale, then press 0.1, then enter. Then S to scale again, 0.5, enter. Now that we scaled our cube, we don't need to apply transformation because we scaled it in the edit mode. Now press period in the numpad. This will refocus the viewport camera on the cube. Now we need to place a loop cut. Go to front view, come out using middle mouse button, Control plus R in the keyboard, left click, right click to remove any movement. Now we need to delete one side, so go to vertex selection mode. Box select this side, press X, then select vertices. Now we need to apply a mirror modifier, so go to modifier properties, add modifier, mirror modifier. This will add a mirror modifier. Make sure it is on the X axis and then turn on clipping. Now come out of X-ray mode, go to face selection mode, select this face, go to top view using numpad 7, then G to move, X to move along X axis and place it here. As you can see, now select this face, go to top view using numpad 7, G to move, Y to move along Y axis and place it here. Now E to extrude and extrude it here. S to scale, X to scale among X axis and scale it here. Then E to extrude and extrude it to here. Now we made the base of our tractor. Select this face, shift plus S, cursor to selected. This will place a 3D cursor here. Now we need to add a cylinder, shift plus A, cylinder, turn off clipping, then S to scale and scale it like this. Then R to rotate, Y to rotate among Y axis, press 90 to rotate 90 degrees, then enter, turn on clipping, G to move, X to move along X axis and place it here. Then G to move, X to move along X axis. As you can see, it's clipped properly. Now we need to scale this, S to scale and scale it like this. And we need to select this edge loop, go to edge selection mode, Alt and left click on this edge, and S to scale and scale it like this. Go to face selection mode, select this face, S to scale and scale like this. G to move, X to move along X axis, then E to extrude, S to scale. Now we need to extrude this here. So go to front view using numpad 1, E to extrude and extrude it here. Go to front view again, E to extrude and extrude it to here. Now we need to select this face loop, Alt and left click on this edge. This will select that face loop. Make sure we are in face selection mode. Go to front view, we need to make this into a wheel shape. So E to extrude, S to scale, shift X to not to scale among X axis and extrude it like this. As you can see, it's looking good. Go to side view, we need to scale this a little too. S to scale again, shift X to not scale among X axis and scale it like this. That's correct. As you can see, the exact amount I scaled, 2 from this, 2 from this. Now we need to make this into a wheel shape. In order to do that, select this face, S to scale and scale it like this. Now G to move, X to move along X axis and move it a little. Now I to insert and insert it like this. S to scale and scale like this. G to move X to move along X axis. I to insert again. G to move X to move along X axis and move it a little. Now I to insert a little. E to extrude inwards and extrude it like this. Make sure you don't go overboard, which means you don't need to cross this boundary. Make sure it is here. Now S to scale, shift X to node to scale among X axis and scale it a little. Now I to insert again and to here. Now G to move X to move along X axis, move it to here. Now I to insert again, E to extrude. Then we need to bevel this, Control plus B, and increase the number of segments to 3 by using mouse scroll wheel and insert it here. Now that will got a wheel shape. Now we need to place a loop cut here. So Control plus R, left click and slide it here. G to move X to move along X axis and place it here. Now Control plus R again, left click. G to move X to move along X axis, move it inwards like this. Control plus R again, left click like this. Then Control plus R again. Then G to move X to move along X axis, move it like this. Go to side view using front view using them.Then. Go to wireframe mode and look like this. We need to move this inwards a little. So select Alt and left click on this edge. Then go to front view using them.Then. Go to X-ray mode. G to move X to move along X axis and place it here. Then come out of X-ray mode. Then we need to place a loop cut here. Control plus R and slide it like this. Then we need to select this and this. Alt and shift and left click on this one. Then S to scale, X to scale among X axis 0. Then enter. This will make both of these edge loops coplanar. As you can see, it's looking good. You can make this a little more interesting by Alt and left click and G to move X to move along X axis and place it here. Then Alt and left click on this one. G to move X to move along X axis and place it here. Now Alt and left click on this one. Shift Alt and left click on this one. Now we need to bevel this. Control plus B, reduce the number to 4 using mouse scroll wheel. Now we need to make the tire grooves here. So go to face selection mode. Alt and left click on this edge. This will select this face loop. Now that we selected this face loop, then right click, subdivide. So you can see this subdivided. Now we need to rotate this edge loop. So go to edge selection mode. Alt and left click on this edge. R to rotate, X to rotate among X axis, -10 to rotate -10 degree. Then press enter. Now we need to select this face loop. Go to face selection mode. Alt and left click on this face. Select one of the faces as active object. Then select, checker deselect. This will deselect like this. Make sure the deselected number is 2 and selected number is 1. This will select one face and deselect 2 faces. As you can see, there is one exception. We don't need to worry about that right now. Now we need to extrude this along the normals. Alt plus E, extrude the faces along normals. Change this value to 0.06. Now we need to bevel these edges. So Control plus B, so you can see, and bevel it to here. Now we need to select this face loop, select this face, then Alt and left click on this edge, then Shift and select this face. Make sure this face is the active object next to this one. Then select, checker deselect. This will deselect the other one like this. Now Alt plus E, extrude faces along normals. Change this value to 0.06. Now we need to bevel this. So Control plus B and bevel it like this. Now we got tire groove. Now we need to make a bend to it. So Control plus R, left click, then right click to remove any movement. Then R to rotate, X to rotate among X axis, and 3.5 in the keyboard, then press enter. We rotated the 3.5 degree along the X axis, then Control plus B in the keyboard to bevel. And increase the number of cuts to 4, then left click. So you can see it's looking good. Do the same here. So Control plus R, left click, right click. Now we need to rotate this. R to rotate, X to rotate among X axis, 3.5, then enter. Now Control plus B and bevel it like this. Now we got another tire grooves here. Now we need to make the front tire. So we need to place a loop cut here. So Control plus R, left click and slide it to here. Then go to face selection mode. Select this face. Go to side view using number 3. E to extrude. Extrude it here. G to move. X to move along X axis. And move it here. Then E to extrude and extrude it here. Then G to move, Z to move along Z axis and move it a little. So you can see we moved it. We need to move it here. So G to move, Z to move along Z axis and place it here. Now select this face, turn off clipping. Now place the 3D cursor here. So Shift plus S, cursor to selected. Then Shift plus A, cylinder. Then S to scale and scale the cylinder here like this. This is why we turned off clipping. Now R to rotate, Y to rotate among Y axis 90 degree, then press enter. G to move, X to move along X axis, place it here. Turn on clipping, G to move, X to move along X axis. As you can see, it's clipping properly. Then G to move, X to move along X axis and place it like this. S to scale, Shift X to not to scale among X axis and scale it like this till little. Then go to front view using numbered 1. Then we need to go to the other back view. So Control plus numbered 1 will go to back view, as you can see. Now G to move, X to move along X axis and place it here. Now we need to go to face selection mode, select this face, Control plus 1 to go to back orthographic, E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude again, S to scale, E to extrude again, S to scale, then E to extrude again, place it here. Now E to extrude again, R to rotate 45 minus to rotate minus 45, then press enter. Now E to extrude, extrude a little, R to rotate minus 45, enter. Now E to extrude here, E to extrude again, R to rotate 45 to rotate 45, enter. E to extrude, R to rotate 45, enter. Then E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, S to scale a little, E to extrude here, then E to extrude it and extrude it here. We can make this into a tire. So Alt and left click on this one and select this face loop. Go to side view using numbered 3. E to extrude, S to scale, Shift X not to scale among X axis and extrude it like this. Now we need to make this into the tire shape like before. Select this face, S to scale and scale it here. G to move, X to move along X axis and place it here. I to insert, G to move, X to move along X axis and place it here. I to insert again, G to move, X to move along X axis, place it here. Now I to insert, place it here. I to insert again, E to extrude, Control plus B to bevel and bevel it like this. Now select this edge loop, Alt and left click, go to edge selection mode, Alt and left click on this one. G to move, X to move along X axis, place it like this. Now we got our tire looking good. We need to correct the back side. So Control plus R, left click and place it here. G to move, X to move along X axis, Control plus R again, place it here. G to move, X to move along X axis, Control plus R, left click. And we need to select this one. So Shift and Alt, left click on this one. S to scale, X to scale among X axis 0, press enter. This will make them coplanar. Now Control plus R, left click, G to move, X to move along X axis and move it here. Now it's looking good. Now we need to make the tire grooves. So Control plus R, increase the number to 2, left click, right click. Make sure the pivot point is median point. S to scale, X to scale among X axis and place it here. Then Control plus B, decrease the number to total of 3 loop cuts. Then select the middle ones, Alt and left click on this one, Shift Alt left click this one, S to scale, Shift X node to scale among X axis and place it like this. Now we need to bevel this, Alt and left click on this one, Shift Alt and left click and select these 4, Control plus B to bevel, increase to 4. Now it's looking good. We need to remove these sharp edges. Alt and left click on this one and this one. Then Alt and left click on this one. Now that we selected all of them, Control plus B in the keyboard, decrease to 2 and bevel it like this. Now we removed all the sharp edges. Now our tire is looking good. We need to make the body of the tractor. So go to top using numpad 7. You need to select this face, then press L in the keyboard to select all linked. Go to top view again, G to move, Y to move along Y axis and place it here. So you can see it's looking like this. Control plus R to place a loop cut, left click and slide it to here. Then Control plus R again, left click, slide it to here. Control plus R again, left click, slide it to here. Now we need to make this to here. So left click, press L in the keyboard, go to front view using numpad 1, G to move, Z to move along Z axis and move it like this. Now we need to make this tire properly. Select this one, press L in the keyboard. This will select all the tire parts. Then go to side view using numpad 3. Go to X-ray mode, G to move, Y to move along Y axis, place it here. G to move, Z to move along Z axis and place it like this. Now it's looking good. Now we need to select this edge, top view using numpad 7. G to move, Y to move along Y axis and move it to here. Then go to this edge, go to top view, G to move, Y to move along Y axis and place it here. Select this one, top view, G to move, Y to move along Y axis and place it like this. G to move, Y to move along Y axis, place it here. Now select this edge, top view using numpad 7, G to move, Y to move along Y axis and place it like this. Our tractor body is looking good. So go to face selection mode, select these faces, I to insert and insert it like this. If you turn on boundary, it will insert it like this. Turn off boundary so that it's inserting like this. Now we need to select these edge loops. Go to edge selection mode, press Alt and left click on this edge and shift to select these 3 edge loops. Go to X-ray mode, control and box select these edges like this. Then go to come out of X-ray view, press X in the keyboard, dissolve edges. This will dissolve all those edges. Now select this face. Shift to select this face, go to side view using numpad 3, E to extrude and extrude it like this. Then we need to place a loop cut here. So Control plus R, left click, then right click to cancel any movement. Now we need to bevel this. So Shift and select these edges. Then select this one. Then Control plus B in the keyboard and bevel it like this. So you can see it's looking like this. Alt and left click on this edge loop and G to move, Y to move along Y axis. and place it here. We need to place the loop cuts here. So Control plus R, left click, right click to cancel any movement, G to move, X to move along X axis and place it like this. Then select this one, Alt and left click, GG to slide it to here. Now select this face using face selection mode, shift to select these faces and shift select this one, G to move, X to move along X axis and place it like this. Select this 4, G to move, X to move along X axis, place it like this. Now Alt and left click by going to edge selection mode and place it like this. You need to select these edge loops, G to move, X to move along X axis and place it like this. Now it's looking good. We need to move this a little. G to move, Y to move along Y axis, place it here. Select this one, shift select this one. G to move, Y to move along Y axis, move it here. Now it's looking good. Now we need to make the back of our tractor. In order to do that, Control plus R, left click and slide it to here. Go to side view using number 3, GG to slide it to here. Then Control plus R again, left click and slide it to here. Then select this face using face selection mode, shift and select these faces, G to move, Z to move along Z axis and place it like this. Then select this face only, G to move, Z to move along Z axis, place it like this. Now go to top view using number 7. You need to place a loop cut here and here. Control plus R, left click, slide it to here. Control plus R, left click, slide it to here. Select this one, S to scale, Y to scale among Y axis, 0, then enter. Then select this one, S to scale, Y to scale among Y axis, 0, enter. This will straighten these two loop cuts. Select this one, GG and slide it to here. Select this one, GG, slide it to here. Then we need to place a loop cut here. Control plus R, left click, slide it to here. Go to face selection mode, select this face. Go to side view using number 3, E to extrude and extrude it to here. Control plus R and place a loop cut here. Control plus R, left click, slide it to here. Go to face selection mode, select this face, top view, E to extrude and extrude it to here. Select this face, go to side view using number 3, E to extrude, extrude it to here, R to rotate 45, then enter. Then E to extrude and extrude it to here. Select this one, go to side view using number 3, E to extrude, extrude it to here, R to rotate 45 minus, then press enter. E to extrude and extrude it to here. Our tractor goes like this. Now we need to make a handrail here. So shift and right click to place a mouse cursor here. Shift plus A, cylinder. Go to this menu, change this to 8 vertices, then enter. S to scale and scale it like this. Then S to scale again, scale it really small. Select this face, go to side view using number 3, G to move, Z to move along Z axis and place it like this. E to extrude, extrude a little, R to rotate 45, enter. E to extrude, R to rotate 45, enter. Then extrude it like this. E to extrude, R to rotate 45, enter. E to extrude again, R to rotate 45, enter. Then E to extrude again and extrude it to here. Now we need to place two loop cuts here. Control plus R, increase the number to 2, left click, right click, Control plus B, bevel it like this, increase the number to 0 and here. Now go to face selection mode, select this face, shift to select these 4 faces, go to top view, E to extrude, extrude it like this, S to scale, X to scale among X axis, 0, then enter. This will straighten these two faces. Control plus R, place a loop cut here, then here. Control plus R, place a loop cut here and here. Go to face selection mode, select this face, shift to select this face and shift to select these two faces. Then X, select faces. This will delete that faces. Go to edge selection mode, hold and left click on this edge. This will select that edge loop. Shift and hold and left click on this edge. This will select that edge loop. Press F3 in the keyboard, type bridge. Then select the bridge edge loops option. This will bridge that edge loops. Now we need to place a loop cut here. Control plus R, left click, right click to remove any movement. Control plus B to bevel and bevel it like this. Select, go to face selection mode, select this face, E to extrude and extrude it to here. So you can see our handrail is looking good. Now we need to make lights for our tractor. Go to face selection mode, select this face, E to extrude and extrude it like this. S to scale, Y to scale among Y axis 0, then enter. This will straighten that faces. Now we need to insert them after scaling. S to scale, shift X to not to scale among X axis and scale it like this. Now I to insert, then G to move, Y to move along Y axis like this. I to insert again, E to extrude inwards, S to scale a little. So you can see a backlight is looking good. You can scale this light a little. Control plus in the keyboard will increase the selection and select it like this. Then S to scale, X to scale among X axis and scale it like this. S to scale, Z to scale among Z axis and scale it like this. It's looking good. Now shift and right click here. And we need to add a UV sphere. Shift plus A, UV sphere. Go to front view using them.Then. Go to X-ray mode. Go to vertex selection mode. Select these vertices. Not at the middle, one below the middle. Then press X. Then select the vertices. This will delete half the vertices. Come out of X-ray mode, go to edge selection mode, Alt and left click on this edge, then press F in the keyboard. This will fill that face. Now we need to scale this. Placing the mouse cursor over this face, press L in the keyboard. This will select everything linked to that face. Now S to scale and scale it like this. R to rotate, X to rotate among X axis, -90 to rotate -90°. Now zoom into that object. We need to extrude a handle. So go to face selection mode, select these faces, shift to select these faces. We need to enable an add-on. Go to edit, preferences, type in loop tools. Then turn on this mesh loop tools. Mesh loop tools, turn this on. Then close this window. Then right click, then go to this loop tools menu, then select circle. This will make that into a circle. Now E to extrude and extrude it like this. So you can see we got a nice handle to our light. Then select this one, press L in the keyboard, go to top view, G to move and move it here. We need to place this correctly. Go to side view using them.3, G to move and place it here. It's a little big at the moment, so S to scale, then G to move and place it here. Now we need to duplicate this and place it here. So go to side view, shift plus D and place it here. R to rotate, Z to rotate among Z axis, 180 to rotate 180°. Then go to side view using them.3, G to move and place it here. Go to Control plus 1 and go to back view, G to move and place it here. Shift plus D again and place it here. Now we got 3 lights. Now we need to place one in the front. Go to top view using them.7, Shift plus D and place it here. R to rotate, Y to rotate among Y axis, 90° to rotate 90°, press enter. Now we need to scale this a little, S to scale and like this. G to move, X to move along X axis, G to move, Y to move along Y axis and place it here. We can rotate this a little, R to rotate, Y to rotate among Y axis and place it like this. Now select these three faces, G to move, Z to move along Z axis and place it like this. Now it's looking good. Select this face, shift to select these faces on the lamps. Now go to this menu and change it to individual origins, I to insert, then go to this one and change it to normals, then G to move, Z to move along Z axis, and like this. You can press shift to slow down the movement, and like this. Then I to insert again, E to extrude, press shift to slow down the extrusion, then S to scale a little. Now I to insert again, G to move, Z to move along Z axis, and press shift to slow down the moving process, and like this. Now lights are looking good. This one is not properly correct. S to scale and scale it like this. Now it's looking good. Now we need to place a steering on the seat in the tractor. So in order to do that, go to object mode using tab. We don't need a mirror modifier for those. That's why we are going to add a new object. So go to top view, shift and right click on this face. Shift plus A, mesh cube. Then S to scale and scale it like this. Control plus A, then select scale to apply the scale. Now go to edit mode using tab. Select this face, S to scale, E to extrude, S to scale and scale it like this. G to move, Z to move along Z axis and move it here. Place a loop cut here. Control plus R, left click and here. S to scale and scale it like this. Now select this one, E to extrude and extrude it like this. Now Control plus R to place a loop cut here. Left click, right click, S to scale, Y to scale along Y axis and scale it like this. Then Control plus B to bevel and increase the number to 3 and place it here. And we need to place a loop cut here. Control plus R, left click and slide it to here. Then go to face selection mode, select this face, shift to select these faces, E to extrude and place it like this. Then we need to change this to global. Then change this to median point. G to move, Y to move along Y axis, move to Y a little, S to scale a little. Now we need to place handrails here. So Control plus R, left click, right click, Control plus B and like this. Go to wireframe mode and make sure nothing else is damaged by that bevel. Come out of X-ray mode. Need to place a loop cut here and here. Control plus R to place a loop cut here and place it to here. Control plus R, place it here and slide it to here. We need to place a loop cut here. Control plus R like this and here. Control plus B to bevel and place it here. Select this face and this face, then press F3 to bring out the search menu. This is our previous search. Select this bridge edge loops, then increase the number of cuts to 3. This will place a cut like this here. Now select this face, shift to select this face, press F3 and select bridge edge loops, and increase the number of cuts to 3. So you can see it's looking good. Now we need to place a steering here. So go to top view using numpad 7, shift and right click here. This is where it's going to be our steering, but we can't add it here right now because it will take too long to make it in a rotated position. So shift and right click here, shift plus A torus, change this to 32, change this to 10. We need to decrease this radius and change it like this, 0.05. Then go to top view, S to scale and scale it relatively like this. It's looking good. Now we need to add a cube, shift plus A cube. Since the 3D cursor is here, it will place it here. S to scale again. Need to scale this a little, S to scale and place it here. If you run out of zoom, press period in the numpad key to zoom into that object. Now we need to select this face loop, Alt and left click on this face loop to select that face loop. Then press I to insert, then press I again to insert individually and place it like this. Now go to top view, press Alt plus E in the keyboard, then select extrude faces along normals and extrude it like this. Now select this one, press L in the keyboard, S to scale everything and scale it like this. S to scale and scale it really small. Now select this face, shift to select this face and this one and this one. Alt plus E, extrude faces along normals and extrude it here. Make sure it's not coming out of the other end. Come out of view, select this one, Control plus plus to increase the selection and select it like this, Control plus minus to decrease the selection, G to move, Z to move along Z axis, then press escape. We need to change this to global, G to move, Z to move along Z axis and place it like this. Then select this one, Control plus plus to increase the selection, then shift and select this face and this face. As you can see, select these ones only. Then G to move, Z to move along Z axis and move it like this. Now we need to extrude this face. Select this, E to extrude and extrude it like this. So you can see our steering is looking good. We need to place this properly. So box select everything. Make sure in the X-ray mode and box select everything like this. Come out of X-ray mode. Go to top view using numpad 7. G to move and place it here. Go to side view using numpad 3. G to move and place it here. Make sure it's the median point and global. R to rotate and rotate it like this. G to move and place it here. Go to top view, make sure it's at the center. G to move, X to move along X axis and place it here. Now it's looking good. We need to add a cylinder here and here. So shift and right click to place a 3D cursor here. Shift plus A cylinder. Change the vertices to 32. S to scale and scale it like this. S to scale again. Make sure you don't scale inwards. Then select this face. S to scale. E to extrude. S to scale a little. E to extrude. Extrude it like this. Then E to extrude again. S to scale. Scale it like this. E to extrude again. E to extrude. S to scale. E to extrude again. S to scale, then E to extrude, R to rotate, E to extrude again, R to rotate again, E to extrude again, R to rotate, E to extrude, then R to rotate and place it like this. Now shift right click here, shift plus A cylinder, change this to 16, then S to scale again and scale it like this, S to scale. Select this face, S to scale, E to extrude like this, S to scale a little, E to extrude, now E to extrude again, S to scale, E to extrude and extrude it to here, then E to extrude again, then E to extrude, S to scale and place it like this. Now we need to place a loop cut here, Control plus R, left click, place it here. Go to face selection mode, Alt and left click on this edge, S to scale, Shift Z to note scale among Z axis and place it like this. Now Control plus R in the keyboard, left click, slide it to here, S to scale, Shift Z to note scale among Z axis. Now Control plus R in the keyboard, left click, slide it to here, S to scale, Shift Z to note scale among Z axis and place it here. Can scale this a little, S to scale, Shift Z, note to scale among Z axis and place it like this. As you can see, it's looking good. Now go to object mode using tab. Now tractor is looking good. Now we need to apply materials to this tractor. Select this tractor object. Go to material properties, this globe icon, click this plus button, then go to material preview mode, then click new, then change this material to red tractor paint, then change this color to red, change the metallic to 1 and decrease the roughness a little. So you can see our tractor is looking red color. Now we need to create the material for the wheels. So click this plus icon again and select this slot, click new, change this to tractor tire. Now we need to change this to black. So decrease the value to here. Then increase the roughness to maximum. So we need to apply the tire material. Go to edit mode using tab. Go to face selection mode. Select this face. We can't select this. This is a modifier side. So go to this side. Select this face. Control plus plus to increase the selection. And increase the selection like this. And increase it to here. As you can see, this is where our tire ends. So select this tractor tire material, click assign. Now increase the selection using control minus. Since this is the metal material, click tractor paint, click assign. As you can see, it's looking good. We need to apply the same material to here. Select this face, control plus plus to increase the selection. Increase the selection to here. We don't need that much. Control plus minus and select it to here. Then select tractor tire, click assign. We need to select this face only. Control plus plus to increase the selection and increase it to here. Select tractor paint, click assign. So you can see it's looking good. Now we need to apply the materials for this chair and we need to create a black metal material. So click new so that we can apply it here and here. Then click new. Change this name to black tractor paint. Change the color to black. Then increase the metallic to 1 and decrease the roughness a little. Now go to this face and press L in the keyboard. This will select all of them. Then place the mouse cursor here, plus L, then press L and press L. This will select everything that's linked to them. Then click black tractor paint, click assign. Now we need to create an emission material so that we can apply this to this inside so that it will look like a light. Before we do that, we need to apply the metal material to here and here. So go to object mode using tab, select this object, go to this drop down and select black tractor paint material. This will assign the black tractor metal material to this one. We need to change this chair's color to this one. So click plus button to increase the number of slot. Then select that new slot, go to this drop down, select tractor tire material. Then go to edit mode using tab, select this face, click L in the keyboard to select that. Then select this material, click assign. This will assign the material to that. Now we need to create emission material. Go to object mode, select this tractor, click this plus icon, click new, then change this to a red emission. Change the base color to red. Scroll down and go to emission and change the value to 1 and color to red. Change the emission strength to 5. And we need to create another emission material. Click plus, click new, change this to white emission. Then color is white. Go to emission and increase the value. Change the power to 5. Emission strength to 5. Then we need to create a new material. Click new, select this slot, click new, change this to yellow emission. And change the base color to yellow. Go to emission, change the value to 1, color to yellow, emission strength to 5. Now we need to apply this material. So select this tractor, go to edit mode using tab, go to face selection mode, select this face, control plus plus to increase the selection, select it like this. We're going to select yellow emission, click assign. As you can see already we got that material. Now we need to apply here, select this face, control plus plus to increase the selection and select the red emission, click assign. Now we need to select this face, select the white emission, click assign. We're going to do the same here. Select this face, Control plus plus to increase the selection, select the red emission, click assign. Select this one, Control plus plus to increase the selection, select yellow emission, click assign. As you can see, it's looking good. Now we need to apply a material here. So go to object mode, select this object, go to edit mode using tab, Alt and F, click on this edge, then go to click new slot, then go to this drop down. After selecting that slot, go to this drop down and change it to yellow emission. Then select this face, click assign. So you can see we made our tractor. Go to object mode using tab, need to bring back everything, press Alt plus H in the keyboard. So you can see everything is back. Now we need to move these objects into a new collection. So box select this tractor objects. Since this object has a mirror modifier and this one doesn't have one, if we join these objects, this will lose its modifier. Otherwise, this will gain the modifier. We don't need that. You can apply the modifier if you want, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to move this into a new collection. Before doing that, I'm going to parent this object, select this object and shift select this tractor object, then Control plus P in the keyboard, then select object. Now if we move this tractor using G, so you can see everything is moving with it, then press escape. Now we need to move this into a new collection. So box select everything, press M in the keyboard, click new collection, change this to tractor, then click OK. So you can see this will move a tractor into a tractor collection. So we can have more than one tractor in our scene. Now select this, G to move, Y to move along y-axis and place it here. So save the file, save. Since I already saved this, you can, if you haven't saved the file yet, file, save as, you can save it into a new folder. I'm going to cancel that. Now we go to 3 barns, a silo, a windmill and a tractor with materials in our scene. In the next video, we will make our trees and apply materials to them. We will apply a leaf texture and bark texture to our trees. We will make these trees in such a way that we can animate them in our final scene easily. If you liked this video so far, please give a like to this video in the bottom. That will help my channel a lot. And if you're new to this channel and you want to get more videos like this, you can subscribe to this channel using the subscribe button at the bottom. And if you want to get notified while I release new videos, you can press the bell icon below. That's it for this video. See you in the next one. Bye for now.